So we're going to install the headlamp bowl kit for the Series 3 Land Rover. Now there is just one slight modification that I did whilst I installed the first headlight, so I'll show you how to do it on the second one. Dead simple, just a case of using a different length self-tappers than the ones that came in the accessories pack. So in the pack you get the headlamp bowl, so that obviously sits back into the wing there. You have to line it up with the screw holes. It comes with the chrome surround which goes around the headlight, and it comes with a rubber gasket, but it also comes with a variety of little bits for which I will show you where they all go very shortly. There's your little rubber gaiter that goes inside of the hole. Then you'll feed the cable. You'll feed the original cable through that once you've inserted it into the hole properly. You've got these little clips here, little spring steel clips, which go, these small ones here, which you can see very tiny, they will go around the back, so it'll concave that way, and where the part lifts up in the center, that will be pointing towards the back of the Land Rover, and that goes behind the hole there, the attachment hole. And the screws, the self-tappers that have been provided, are not quite long enough to go through the plastic bowl, the rubber membrane, and the steel or the aluminium sheeting of the Land Rover. So I've used some slightly longer self-tappers, and they are just right. I think they are probably 15mm times 4, I believe. So get yourself some of those before you start the work on the headlamp bowl replacement or installation. So first thing I'm going to do is I'll give all this a clean with the scraper and remove the chrome collar off the bowl. It's just attached there with a small Phillips head screw. I'll just separate that first of all, and then attach the bowl, the plastic bowl, to the wing. When you insert this little collar here, make sure that you put it in before you're at the wires, because then you can get your thumb around there to give it a good pull through that hole. Then it seals properly, as you can see. There's no little gaps there. I'm going to feed the wires in now. Feed one at a time, because otherwise the end there, the male terminal there, you put all three and they will get stuck. So just put one in at one time, like so. And then you'll see them come out at the other side, like that. Oh, I actually put them in the wrong way. After all that, they go in this way, of course they do. So feed those through there like this, pull them through the other end, and away we go. So we'll just leave a small bit of slack in there so that you can attach the connector to the headlight once it's in. I'm going to put the gasket or the rubber seal, make sure that the flexi bit there, you see how it's stepped down, that part goes towards the back of the headlamp bulb, like so. And then the big holes in the rubber seal, there's two big holes, 1, 2, they're going to be lined up with the two plastic bosses which are sticking out there like that. Push it round and you'll see that thin part bit that I showed you before comes up, so where it kind of lifts, where that little sort of flappy part is there, that lifts up and acts as a collar around the outside of the bowl. So I'm now going to put the wires through the hole in the wing, being careful not to scratch the paint that I've just spent a few months doing. I'm going to use these little spring steel nuts for the back of the aluminium wing, and I'm going to use, as I said before, the longer self-tapping screws. So there we are, you can see that now. Okay, so now what we do is, in case you're wondering, I've got the wires go at the top where the inlet is for the wires. They go at the top, and then you just have to align, find the best fit for the holes, for the attachment holes. Let me see this. Right, so what I've got here is, if you can see where the little adjuster screw is here, that's just about probably 5:30. It's in between 5 and 6 o'clock. But it's important to know that this is on the passenger side, or the near side of the vehicle, and I can see that most of my holes here, which are on the headlight bowl, are lined up with the existing holes, which are already drilled on the Land Rover itself. So I'm going to start off with one of my self tappers, just pop that through there, and then I'm going to put my hand underneath the wing, and I'm going to find and locate the back of that screw. So what I will do is move round, and I'm going to use the screwdriver with my left hand and find where the back of the screw is, and then just attach that spring steel nut like so. One done. And then I'll have to locate the other ones. See where I've put those. Oh, one. You only need 3. You only need 3 of these. So I've got one there. Put one over here, and put the third one down towards the bottom there. I'll put another one of these little deals at the back, and then just wind that screw. I was a bit unsure at first as to what goes where when I opened the parcel and saw like a bag of screws and these little spring steel deals, but after figuring out how many there is of each, it's quite obvious and straightforward as to what goes where. But I just thought I'd do this video just to save anyone struggling. It's best to watch someone struggle rather than you struggle. So this screw's going in. I can feel the nut at the back. The spring steel is tightening and become closer to the surface of the aluminium, or the rear surface of the aluminium. Now the next thing we do is, with the headlight, what we have to do, I'll just move the camera again. So with the headlight now, we're going to add these. There's 3 of these, and there are 3 smaller screws, little brass screws. So we're going to use these along with these 3 clips. And what they do is, when you put the headlamp inside of this chrome cowling, you can see that there's a big gap between the back of the cowling and the back of the headlight. But where these little squared off hook things are, there is 1, 2, 3 of these. Well, we're going to line those up with the 1, 2, and 3 holes. So you've got to figure out which way around, because these square hooks aren't equally spaced around the back of the headlight. So it goes like that. You can see now that there's a hole there lined up with the square hook, a hole there lined up with the square hook, and a hole here which is also lined up with the square hook. So if I now place that on there like that, I can put the screw through here, through the back like so, and then wind it up with the screwdriver. So I'll try and do that now. I think it's probably best actually if I just loosely attach one of these first, and then I'll place the headlight inside it afterwards. Let's have a go. So I'll just wind that in like that. It's a bit loose, and then I have to realign, find which one goes where again. Yes, just like that. That slots into there now. I'll tighten this up and I'll prettify it in a bit. I'll put the next securing bracket on. I'll call it a securing bracket because it's securing, well, it's a bracket that's securing the chrome surround around the headlight. So I'm going to tighten this one up like so. So that's quite secure already, and I've only got 1.5 screws on, so must be doing something right. And then we'll put the third bracket on, third securing bracket, whack that on there, and just have a little look. Here it is, the third brass screw. Do that through there, tighten it up. I think the whole process is going to take about 10 minutes or thereabouts. So we've done that, got all these on now. The headlight will be, that's where the writing is on the headlight, so it will go in the right way around. So what I will do now is I'm going to put the wire, the power connector, onto the back of the headlight, and then let me move the camera over a little bit. Yep, I'll just attach that to there, and then I will see how that looks. So that's going to go on there Okay, so that will go there, and I'm going to attach the small self-tapping screw which I removed earlier on before attaching the headlight to the chrome outer, whatever you call it. Just attach this back on here. Get that self-tapper on there, a little chrome Phillips screw, and then I've got these two adjustable screws here. So these, you can see there's a gap in between the head of the screw and the bottom part there, which is a little countersunk bit. Quite a nice screw because it's got a pan head on the top where the Phillips arrangement is. There's a slight gap which takes place of your chrome headlight surround, and then it's countersunk there. So anyway, just wind this in a bit more. You'll notice that the adjusters for both headlights, both left and right hand side, drivers and passengers, the adjusters are both on the same side of the headlight. And that is because it's a British vehicle and it's to adjust the headlight away from oncoming traffic. You can adjust them to the left, but you can't point them to the right. You can also direct them downwards as well. Right, I'll just go and get the surround now, the cover panel from over here, and then you will see this going on as well. So I've found some black self-tapping screws here. We're going to attach, so we'll stick this on here, making sure that the two little indentations here on the surround are in line with your headlamp adjustment screws, like so. So just put these on. It's nice to do this sort of job because it's like one of the finishing touches. It's kind of like having the carpet down after you've renovated a property. Well, I just put that other black screw. Oh, there it is. Oh, right. Get this one in as well. And there we have it. I'm not going to tighten one up too much without ensuring that the others have gone in. Okay. So there we have it. And there we go. It's not quite lined up centrally. I'll have to try and move that around. But it's good enough for now, I suppose. See, the gap there isn't as much as it is there. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to move that actually. That's a job for another day anyway. But there we are. Two headlights on. Thanks for watching.